J Shuler, baby. Molly. Everybody hates you, everybody not you. Some people lack integrity, some of them look like you. See they reflection in your eyes, some people run when they can't hide. I've been outside the line so long, it's like I'm courtside. Where I belong is irrelevant, no, I'm special, I'm Harrison. There's some people I can't forget.
Welcome back to the Everybody Hates You podcast. I'm your host, Jay Shuler, and this is
Myraq.
And we are back with episode 508, Can African Americans Be Racist?
Yeah, we ended the season on a high note.
I think this is
to the nitty gritty. We started with something very intense. We're leaving with something very intense. We're just
it doesn't have to be that intense.
Just a little. Just a smidgen.
The first question is, have you ever experienced racism, Myraq?
Me personally, I don't think I've had. Like, I haven't. I don't know. I don't really think I have. Like, I probably experienced like micro racism, maybe.
You never been called the N-word, hard R?
No.
Damn.
No.
That shit hit different.
Have you?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes. That shit hit different. You always are still a little bit surprised, like, oh, you just hard R'ing around this motherfucker? Like, I had people be upset, like, just for me, like, ready to fight, just like, how you drop the N-word? Because I actually was at a show in New York City, and one of the rappers, he was Puerto Rican, and they closed it down. I think a fight happened, and the owners he started letting it fly. It was too many people of color. He was just like, you N-words, get the hell out. Dude was like, what the, you just call my people, bro? It was crazy.
I've never, my mouth was open for so long. I've never experienced, like, I've never say never. God, please don't put me in no situation like that, because I really don't know how I'm going to react, but I haven't experienced, maybe behind my back.
The first time I ever experienced it was back when I was like in high school. My mom, her boyfriend took me and my girlfriend at the time out to a restaurant, and like, it was a nice restaurant, but it was like during, to me, there's a stereotype when black people dress down compared to when white people dress down.
For sure.
And it was like lunchtime. We were still looked presentable, but my mom noticed, and we didn't even catch it because we were young, but she noticed that they had put us in the back, and there was like another black family, and like literally was like, let's get up and go.
You know, I wouldn't say I've experienced, but I definitely have been in uncomfortable situations where we have, like, back home, not really back home, but when I was in college, we went to this restaurant, and it was predominantly white people, and like when we walked in, everybody just looked at us, and then we was like, yeah, we're not about to eat here, and we left. Like, but like, yeah, I've never really like experienced.
That's interesting.
The hard R.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, I mean, we had psych patients that be tweaking out saying things, but that don't bother me. Like, you're sick. Like,
yeah, no.
But like, someone just, no.
And like you said, microaggressions too. Like, but yeah, people say offhanded stuff like with me and my personal business. Like, well, don't you apply for like grants for like black people? Like it's supposed to be like easier because we're black, and it's like the reason why they're doing this is because, sorry buddy, but you had all the chances that you possibly could have. Yeah. But now the playing field is a little easier for us.
I've seen that happen. Like, a lot of people, especially when I first got my master's. Yeah, I'm a little smart, y'all. When I first got my master's, the first job I worked after my master's, the people were and then what was crazy, I don't even know if that lady was white or not. She was mixed, like she was Puerto Rican or something, I don't know. But she was offended because I had a master's. Like, it felt like she was trying to be in competition with me. And I'm like, girl, it's just a degree. Like, that doesn't define me. My education doesn't define who I am.
Yeah, because anyone can go to the school. You have the money for it.
Anyone can go to school. You have money for it, literally. Like,
but whether you pass and do all those other things,
that doesn't define me. So yeah, I've been in situations where it's like that, or where they're confusing me with the other black coworker. Like, that's what I mean by micro racism, because I don't never take it to heart, because it's like, y'all all look alike too.
I say, the last time someone did that, they confused another black guy with dreads at the dinner table with the people are out with, and like I'm sorry, stuff like that annoys me because even from like serving, I try to make sure I know people's names, even like so I literally was like, yeah, it's the other dude with the dreads. Like it's hard to keep those things in sometimes. Because sometimes I like to make people feel uncomfortable. If I'm in the mood, I'll stay somewhere where I'm not wanted, just to fuck up things.
Just to make you even more uncomfortable, because I'm having fun.
But now I'm like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
The second question is, do you believe African Americans or black people can be racist?
So initially, I said yes, but I had a conversation with someone about this question, and their answer was actually like, I don't really know how to word it, but he was just saying like black people really can't be racist because racism is like a systemic thing, and like he said black Americans couldn't be racist because of the position we were put in America. Is a systemic thing, and it's based off of like the wealth or like the income base, and because they put us down so bad, we really can't be racist, but they can because they have the money, they have the power, they have the control. So they can kind of do that. He was like, but black people can be prejudiced.
See, I used to subscribe to that, and I get what he's saying if you look at the definition of racism and being prejudiced, because I guess you could say they're different, but I think now, like, even if you live in certain communities, you can, as a community, you can choose to be racist towards people.
And I know some black people that are racist.
Yeah, because even Cubans, a lot of Cubans are racist against black people. It's this whole thing of who feels like they're closer to being European, I feel like. So, because everyone, if you have the choice here in America and you come and you're an immigrant, you don't lean towards black because black means poor, violent.
So true.
You lean more towards being white. So you see a lot of them, they don't adapt, they adopt their ways. And another way to adopt their ways is that usually they dislike black folk.
That's so silly.
So, and to me, they don't necessarily run everything. They're not a part of the systemic racism, but they side with them. So they still can be racist. So that's why I feel like even my ex being a white woman,
like Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, but my ex is a white woman, so she'd come home and we shared racist stories, like how people were racist towards us, and she'd have a bunch of stories about how black people were being racist to her, and like, and I guess you could say it's prejudice, but if you are a minority in a situation, like I like that argument though, because I get it, because I get it when you get down to the systemic part of it. But I used to subscribe exactly to that. Then I start to think, I'm like, nah, like
when you think about it, and when you do like how you put it just now, how the immigrants come in and they don't really want to identify with being black, they want to identify with being, well, European.
Everyone does, because that's why I think the politics go hand in hand, because then you see, like, for instance, when the Republicans and Democrats were doing it too, they were going after the Asian vote. During COVID and all that, they made it seem like Asian hate crime was crazy. Have you ever heard of any more Asian hate crimes going on since then? No, but they made it a propaganda to get Asians to start voting Republican, and then they also used that as a backdoor to get it's not affirmative action, but was it affirmative action for school students?
Yeah,
it was affirmative action. They got them to get rid of it because the Asian community felt like they were being targeted, and they created this whole thing, gave them a whole hate bill crime and all that. And I love Asians, love y'all, but this is they use that to catapult them. And who do they side with? Still, they side with being more white. They side with white. They don't side with black culture ever. If they want to be entertained by us,
I was just about to say, the entertainment, they're gonna side.
Yeah,
They're gonna side for the entertainment.
They'll know all the songs.
It's so sad because when you look back, they did it. It starts way back in time. Like, we were always their entertainers, down to Josephine Baker, all of these black people who were successful entertainers in these like white places where black people aren't even allowed to come in, but you have a black performer.
And what's crazy is they made a bunch of money off of all those artists, and they didn't see a dime of it. That's what's funding the record industry now. So when people really talk about the culture, the black culture doesn't exist because it's actually controlled by a bunch of old white men. Then you want to talk about, see, what it is that the other side, and it's a certain class of old white men. They feel like, and they're teaching it to their children, that they're missing out on something. Like we're taking from them, and that's why they don't have the same opportunities. But the truth is that what the civil rights movement did was not only open the door for blacks, but it opened the door for all of these immigrants that come in here,
Right.
and they're able to thrive. Only some of them, they still choose to adopt this white way. And what old white men don't want to tell their children that they keep spreading this lie to is that the playing field is not even, but you have competition now. Before you didn't have competition. The reason why you're not able to buy the houses that you want or have the family you want, it's not because black or immigrants are coming across the border and taking it from you. It's because you have to compete now.
Yeah.
You don't have daddy. It's money that goes so long
it's
anymore.
It's so sad because I feel like they definitely hate how far black people have come. No matter how much they try to take us down, we still come up, and we're basically about to be equals. And it's really,
I would hate us. How are you? You used to be my slave. And how are you? And forget it, we're talking about now. My sister had to tell me this. She was like, no, remember, we were being successful already after slavery because they didn't work. How dare you tell us to lift yourself up from your bootstraps, whatever it is, and all you did was get people over here to do work for you. So then when we were free, we knew how to do the labor and everything, and they didn't. So we thrived. Black Wall Street, all that happened in the early 1900s. You can even read about black millionaires, and a lot of them are black women in the late 1800s. So that's why they have to stop us from so much, because they're afraid that if we get in a place of power, we'll do what Israel's doing to the Palestinian people right now.
and we don't even move like that.
Exactly. But
That's what y'all do.
But it shows you the mindset, the way that they're giving this guy just he's starting a whole World War III because they feel away because they got an attack off on 1,700 people. And don't get me wrong, it's messed up. They raped and killed, pillaged and all that. But 40,000 people, Palestinians, are dead, over 40,000, and it's mostly women and children. So what threat is it? And then I'm anti-Semitic because I care about human life? No. The Israelis, you have the right to defend yourself. What happened October 7th, 2023 was terrible. But what are the casualties on the Israeli side that they feel so threatened that they have to eliminate a whole... Because I don't hear any other numbers coming out of there. If I'm wrong, just let me know, because we keep talking about these 1,700 and then we just ignore 40,000. That doesn't make me racist. Sure. That doesn't make me racist at all. I just want to know what's happening, because if it's happening there and we're all allowing it as a country and as a world, the UN doesn't mean anything. What does that mean if something happens to us?
Yeah.
If it fits the narrative, then it's okay.
They definitely sweep a lot of things under the rug to just keep people blinded about what's really happening. And it's crazy. I don't know, this world's crazy. America is crazy.
So, are you racist? That's the third question. I know. She was looking at me like, "What you just got to ask me?"
No, because it's how you put it in there. But no, I don't feel like I'm racist. I feel like I treat everybody the same, because I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like we're all human. I treat people according to how they treat me and their personality and their actions. I don't treat people based off of their skin color. Nah, that's weird to me. I know some, that's what I'm saying. I know some cool, white people. We can hang out, we can kick it, it's no problem. I have a white cousin. I have cousins that's mixed. I don't know. I don't really, it's just really about the person.
I wasn't raised that way.
Yeah.
So I don't,
I ain't gonna say I wasn't raised that way. Because my daddy was a sharecropper. I'm for y'all ain't playing. Daddy was a sharecropper. So he got a little bit of a perception from what he's seen growing up. But I didn't let that bother me. Because once again, also, my daddy knows how to be professional. He was in the military, so he also didn't let that bother him either. But he has a very short patience for them.
As he should.
Very short patience. But yeah, I don't... And then I do agree with that term that racism is taught, because all the people I know that are racist are ignorant. They're really retarded, and it's very comical. Like, that's why I feel like maybe I have experienced racism, but I think it's funny. Like, you're calling me a nigger, and you want me to have a reaction. You are ignorant. You're the nigger.
It's just interesting because I never looked at race. I never judged anyone by the color of their skin. I judged them by their character and how they treat me. What did you just say that made me think of? Goodness gracious.
Which one? My daddy was a sharecropper.
It was something like right through the last thing you just said.
His patience is short with them.
It's gone. It was something about damn it. Are you racist? It's gone. It's gone.
Damn. Now I kind of want to know what she's about to say.
I want to know too.
Damn. Now I'm a little peed. Dang.
Dang. You said Daddy was a career. What was it?
And I was like, he was in the military.
Hold on, it's coming back. It's something with school. Oh, what's interesting is that you talk about racism being taught is because in school, when I got to college, again, yeah, literally the only black person in my acting class. There was only like 13 of us. It was a BFA theater class. But I remember one of the people in the class, she just knew a bunch of racist jokes for every race. And it was always so odd to me
she
because.
Was Italian.
How'd you know?
Girl, I got jokes too.
but
no, Italians be having jokes about every
jokes
race.
about every race. And I was just
like,
so.
She sounds like an Italian man. She had Italian daddy.
I was just so confused because I was like, I don't even have. That's not in my bag of tricks. I don't have a bunch of just racist jokes like for each race, let alone like our own race. Like I noticed the regular ones like chicken and watermelon. Like you know what I mean.
That's their favorite thing.
But I'm like, how do you even? And then even she had to look and was like, oh, I've been like taught this. Like the family members making jokes. Like I'm like, that's not some. We don't have a sit down with our parents and they go, this is all of the jokes for white people. These are all the jokes for Asians.
And the only reason I thought they were Italian was because I saw this Italian comedian on a cruise and he had a joke for every race. And I was like...
It just would never cross my mind. And now, do I have jokes about just like humans and how we interact with each other? Yes. If it's something that like is like a part of a culture, like I'm gonna come over to you, my Latinos. Like if it's something about like dancing or something, like it's something that's very specific, like merengue. None of it. He ain't gonna meet no other people, no other race of people that can merengue like they fucking merengue. You can do a joke off of that. That's something about culture. You're also uplifting their culture. But when you are looking for negative things as a joke about people, to me that takes time. That takes energy of thinking. I don't got time to be thinking no hateful shit like that.
You're literally researching, studying, critiquing, and then you're formulating a joke. Like you are crazy.
Like
that's why I'm like, wow, I can't believe she was actually Italian. Like I hit that spot on, bro.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's so crazy the relationship between black and Italians. Like it's always weird. My grandfather, just to piggyback off you having white family members, he once had told me that he liked it back. He would have rather us all stay to ourselves, like separate bathrooms.
I have a friend that said the same thing. He said he felt like life would have been so better if we were still like segregated.
The same man though, my grandfather had a whole another family on the side, and they were white Italians. So you take that. It wasn't until you just said what you said, because I think I've mentioned this on the pod before, but when you said what you said, and I thought about him saying that, but then still having a side family and them being half Italian, is crazy to me.
So you was gonna die behind it. Like, what? You ready to cry? What?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean by men just be talking. You just be saying stuff. What are you talking about?
Do you think we have honest conversations about racism in this country? No, because if we did, we all realize we all cousins. What we fighting about? Our blood is all mixed in together.
They can't have real conversations about racism because they know all the fucked up shit they done did and they can't take accountability. And they just want to be victim. They want to be victimized so bad. That's why they can't talk about it, because they want to be the problem. I'm not even going to cap today, Jerome. I had my friends laughing because that just put me on a motherfucking roll. I had my friends laughing because I went and got my nails done today. And this Caucasian woman was leaving out the store and she walked past my door and I locked them and she just stared at me and I don't care. I said, how does that feel, ma'am? How does that feel? Yeah, I don't feel safe with you walking by my car. Like,
oh my God, that is hilarious.
yeah.
What's crazy is you're absolutely right. And I feel like this one truth, this one thing that they could take accountability on would set them free from all the bondages of lies and hate.
Accountability for nothing.
And it rules their world. They don't take accountability for anything. And think about it. They've been getting away with shit forever. Murdering people, rigging elections.
Christopher Columbus was the start of everything, bro.
And they will not take accountability. They change the history of it. Or this new thing. Trump keeps crying victim. You're not a victim. Yeah. I'll keep saying it every chance I get. White people can never be a victim in this country. Wait, that's not what I was saying before. But no, they've never been discriminated against.
Stop saying people discriminating against y'all. Y'all have never been kicked out of a place because it's blacks only.
Y'all never been rounded up and lynched. Y'all never been just come to a town and burnt it down because you were existing.
Is there ever an episode where they flipped racism?
There's a movie. I remember when I was a kid. It's called A White Man's Burden. Has John Travolta and
they were slaves.
Larry Fontaine. No, this is set in a present time. Now I was young, so I'd have to look at it again. But everything's reversed. Like white people are in the black roles, and black people are the most successful now. And John Travolta pretty much plays like a poor
like
a poor
I
guy.
wish like Key and Peele would do a skit with white people being
Well, don't be telling them. Maybe we can do it.
Yeah, we should do that.
Giving them all the
do a little skit.
I see one of y'all doing it.
Yeah.
I'll
I feel like that would just be so comical. Like, cause this is how y'all look. This is how y'all look back then. This is how y'all look now. Like, this is what y'all look like.
Just filled off hate. It doesn't even like how you go home feeling comfortable, but you don't take accountability. You don't look at yourself in the mirror to go, what is wrong with me? You keep saying all these things are wrong with everyone else. What's wrong with you? When I went back to Jersey, we were on a farm, and the farm owner, there you can see the stars really beautifully. Mm-hmm. And someone was saying asking, do you ever see UFOs or anything? And he was saying after he read a certain book, he just didn't believe in UFOs because why would they have not made contact with us? And I really think that humans think that other beings out there might live like us, not thinking that we are the problem. They you know how people joke, like, they probably ride by and they lock their doors, just like you lock your doors. So they go, that's Earth. You know about them? They just be killing people to kill people. They kill each other. They don't even have invaders from other solar systems coming to their planet. They just be killing everybody.
Not they scared to come here. That is funny.
Would you, if you had, say like the way we have the UN, say there was a galactic council for all of the solar systems, would you invite us to that?
Hell no.
No, we'd be afraid. They
would be terrified. Like, they might come over here and act one way and flip the script like, yeah.
Red Wedding. Game of Thrones Red Wedding in here because we let the Earthlings come up here. Because and it's not all of us, it's a certain men that are able to take over the way we operate. And all they see is to conquer. They don't see compromise and us being able to live together, having enough for everyone. They see.
Because they want to keep it to themselves.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's just so messed up because it's like, who do you blame for that? Because when you look back at their lineage, they were having sex with their cousins to keep it all in the family. Like, it's just a part of their blood, bro. Like,
I think there's a certain group of humans that are just born a certain different way. I think when we look at, and I don't know what the science behind it is, but I think that we all are kind of made up differently. I think if you looked at it, you could probably say this is class A human, class B, not in no kind of like, oh, this one's better, but with a certain kind of personality. Because, for instance, all the stuff Diddy's going through, there's so many Diddy's, but only some of them get in a position of power like that. There's a certain kind of mindset where you're like, I know this is wrong, but I can get away with it, so I'm going to do it.
This just was so cringy. Like, some people just have no moral compass.
But what's cringy is that with the Trump presidency, now a lot of people are showing their ass, and you're seeing that a lot of people want to subscribe to this. They love it. They like it. I'm in control.
And
I'm dominant.
Reminds me of like that show, The Boys, with the people that were obsessed with Homelander, and they just were like supporting his foolishness.
Yes,
like, that's crazy.
That's why, like, I'm completely against. In some ways, I'm not, but I'm against this whole new resurgence of like these people pushing what masculine is. Because if we're pushing what Americans consider masculine, then we'll be back in the fucking 1800s having slaves and raping women. That's just the truth of the matter. If y'all want to hear it, you can call me whatever you want to call me. You a bitch too. Because I don't subscribe to what their choice of masculinity is. So. You can live and be that way too, but don't talk down to me because I don't believe in that. But It's a whole movement and culture. Tradition, I'm all about tradition. You can be in traditional, but this whole thing of what dominant is, when you start saying shit like that, there's certain men that take that to a whole nother level, and they're so caught up in their masculinity that don't even see that most of it is like this homoerotic kind of thing, where they don't only want to dominate women, but they want to dominate men on a low too. So it's like, what are you? It's just weird vibes to me.
Weird.
Y'all want to all be around men hanging out all day. That's weird to me. That's weird.
Like, it's really crazy.
Do you think most people stick to themselves and people who look or are like-minded rather than talk to their neighbors who may be different?
Yeah. When I'm looking at the question, yeah.
That
that question kind of tripped me up. But
it's
yeah,
typos
because
in
I feel like most people stick to what they know and they're not open to exploring what they don't know. Me, I've always been open to like other cultures. Like, I love it. Back home, most of my neighbors were Hispanic, and I didn't mind going to their house. I did not mind eating their goddamn food.
Best kind of people. Best kind of people.
I will never forget this Mexican dish my neighbor prepared for me, because I had never had authentic Mexican food made out of their house. And like, my mom's one of those people, she do not eat from other people's house. Me, I've been there a few times, so I done seen what it's like, what it's about. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try it. She's like, yeah, we're making fish. And I was like, okay. Where she's like, we're making fried fish. I was like, oh, okay, this is new. But the way they fry their fish is so different from us. It was so flavorful. It was so good. Like, I wanted to go over there every night for dinner. This is better. Like, and I know people come and they eat our food and be like so amazed. But when I eat other cultures' food, bro, like, my friends are Haitian. Like, one of my real close friends are Haitian. I love everything about their food. They laugh at me every time I come over. I'd be like, it's like, y'all make me appreciate, like, it's like, I don't want to eat like, because I do feel like that's why, like, rich people start eating people or something, because they just had everything. So they're sick of, they done probably had lamb chops all this week because they can afford it. So that's why they start eating people or something, because they can afford to eat stuff. But it's like, this made me, I don't ever want to eat people. I'm going to just try to go to another culture and try to eat, have me a Hispanic maid, cook me Mexican authentic dishes for the rest of the week before I start eating people. Like,
I just want to talk about, I want to go to the culture thing, but you talk about them eating different shit. I did a show once, and at the end of it, the owner of the Playhouse took us out to eat, and it was completely different. There was like no chicken or like beef on the menu. It was all like buffalo, Venice, snake.
yeah, scared me a little bit.
But it's just funny that you say that, because they're like, they get tired of
no, they get tired of
they're trying to find everything else. But to me, that's the whole thing about us living on this planet together and having the opportunity to actually get to know one another. Mm-hmm. And it's the easiest thing to do when you're just talking about food, just trading food and ingredients. Everybody usually loves to eat.
And I'm like, they just cook so different.
People usually love to eat, and they love music. So,
literally, and the music, it's just like everything. Like, that's why I'm like, I don't even know why people be racist, because these other cultures is lit.
Lit as fuck. And they don't even know, because they just won't even talk to their neighbor.
They have a culture.
Yo, did you see that one TikTok? I'll put it right here. The battery's about to die. They're like, they're at a football game, a college football game. He's like, and you say white people don't have culture, and they show mostly white people. Like, it's like one black person trickle down every now and then, and they're going side to side. Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. What culture white people have except for being Mormon after doing deep investigation about that?
That and just like going and stealing people's things and then saying it's theirs.
Yeah. Their favorite thing. Starting with Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, you can
Starting
call
with the people who made the Bible.
you can call that
Jesus was white.
you can call that conquering, but you're also being real sneaky about it. You don't even have the guts to just straight up be like, I'm here to take your things. I'm just going to trick you into taking your things, which is cowardly as well. Do you think we'll ever get rid the world of racism and discrimination? Is it a disease? That was dramatic effect. Is it a disease?
It is a disease, like cancer.
You say it so hard.
And it's like stage 4 cancer, where there's nothing you can goddamn do anymore. It has spread everywhere. Like, oh, that's a good analogy, but no, for real, it is. Like,
Pat yourself on the back mid answer. No, that was a good one.
like it is, because it's like racism isn't only in America. It's in China. It's in other countries. It's in goddamn Dominican Republic and Haiti, because they're on the same goddamn island.
It's everywhere, and it's not even just a black thing. It's races just being races against other races.
Literally. But and I wouldn't even say it's just a black thing, but if you are a darker shade, they're not going to like you. It don't matter if you're black or whatever. You can be Mexican. You black. Your skin don't pass the paper bag test. You gotta go.
That's the trippy thing too, is when you look around the world, black is everywhere in every race. There's dark, but they don't push that to the forefront. It's just always fair-skinned people, and that's not realistic. It's just not realistic. You can't.
I don't know who made that.
Everyone can't be fair-skinned and be allergic to the sun.
You know who made it like that? It's America's fault, because they the one who created slavery and then did that damn. I've been out of school so long, but the damn transatlantic slave trade.
Oh yeah.
And they pushed these waves on these other freaking countries.
Yeah.
And made it like fair-skinned people were better.
It's like they
really corrupted the world.
It's like they had a plan. They figured out how to make this work and to get everyone brainstorm. It's like they're not from here.
It's so evil. They might not be. They might be aliens. They might be skins off of freaking evil. Like,
I don't think all of them are, but like I was talking about the different. You're allergic to the sun be killing you. I mean, it's just certain kind of signs there. But no,
allergic to the sun, the sun be killing you is a factor.
I think when we really look at it, like you said, I don't think we'll see it in our time. I think we're getting closer. That's the only reason. That's one of the reasons why I can get behind like the non-binary things, just because we need to get to a point where we stop separating ourselves through religion and how we look and all of these things. That's the only way that we can actually start looking into space exploration, because we won't take care of one another, then we're not taking care of our planet.
Right.
How do we expect to go anywhere else when all we do is create wars and make excuses to kill one another or hate one another or separate ourselves from each other? And we think that we can go discover a new world to live upon? Like you said, we are a disease.
And I just don't understand it. Like, I just don't understand any of it. But I mean, everybody have different makeup. So it's, it's just people.
No, Miranda, like, it's kind of what you said. People are dumb. Like, I'm sorry. And this is why we need to be able to have real conversations so people understand that some of you are actually idiots. I don't even find myself to be a smart person. I just find myself to have common sense.
Common sense.
A lot of you think you're free thinkers, but then you're actually saying the same thing that someone else told you, and you're just repeating it.
It, not doing no research, not looking into it yourself and formulating your own opinion. That's why it's like right now I'm on my own journey with God, because I personally just don't trust the church. I feel like we all have a Bible and we all can read it and we all can interpret it ourselves. We all know how to define words and come to the understanding of what the word is saying. But I don't.
But if you preach that though, How do I have a church to preach a good word and afford a living based off of my congregation paying me money?
And that's what I just feel like, because when you read the Bible, he wasn't making them pay to tell their testimony.
But if I preach that, how am I going to make money? How do I have sway in the community?
When did the church become a profit?
They always have been. That's what people don't. I said this in one of the songs. People don't realize this. Jesus didn't die from religion. Jesus died over politics.
He did. I read that. He did. This episode really got me in a frenzy, y'all. Like, I'm really just like sitting here really like deeply thinking about things, and it's like, if I can go through life without being racist, without being prejudiced, why can't other people do that?
Because people like,
and it's like sad because it's because of all the negativity. People have so much. People are jealous. They're envious. They're just like, focus on you. If you want what somebody else want, work hard to get it.
People don't want to sit with themselves and take accountability for where they are in their lives and look at what's wrong in their lives. It's easier to point the finger elsewhere instead of looking in the mirror and going, well, what do I have to work on with myself? What makes me unhappy because these people are happy living in their truth? It's okay, baby. You can come out. You can come out from whatever closet you're in or whatever hate that you're living in. It's fun out here. People are living their lives. And enjoying themselves and being them. It's so freeing. It's so beautiful.
Then, that's why I'm like, I don't know, Jerome. I just think the world has lost hope.
Oh, they
have.
Like
the world has lost hope. I feel like because people have lost shame, everyone's like projecting their opinions on other people.
Look, when I realized that we didn't even accept our power as people living within this U.S. government with COVID, when everything got shut down and we saw the power that we have because these people said, please get them back to work. We're losing billions of dollars a day. But everyone was complaining, oh my God, I got to be home with my kids. I got to be home all day. I can't stay inside. And you didn't ask yourself, why is it so hard for me to stay inside by myself with my kids and my family? And we didn't even realize that we had power there, because the truth is a lot of people don't want power. A lot of people want to be told when to wake up, when to go to work, when to come back home, when to have dinner. They don't want the freedom. They're afraid of it. And then they project if you have goals and you dream big, don't be around family members or friends who don't have vision like that. And they'll say you can't do it because they're really projecting their insecurities. But if we all actually live like that, do you think we'll have people in space? Think about someone being like, oh, one day I want to get to the moon. How many people's like laughing them out the room?
And then they did it.
But people are okay being where they are and where they are comfortable. Mm-hmm. So anything new that you introduce to them,
it's like a foreign type of thing. They have a hard time accepting it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. And it's kind of sad because it's like, I don't get that. I just don't get that.
When we have what do they call it? A solar flare from the sun that's powerful enough to knock out our Wi-Fi and everything, like they keep saying that might be possible. When that happens and people don't have access to their money or these sites for maybe a week or two, maybe that will help people cherish what's actually important. But it takes catastrophic events for us to actually realize what's important. But after COVID, I mean, I guess depending on who the president is and what kind of state we're in, mm-hmm. And vibe, I don't
feel like with the hurricane and us not having power for weeks, like it just really made you like think, like how there was towns with no power, like because I went back home, mm-hmm. There was no power. There was no, like, you could not get gas. Like, the gas stations were closed. The only, luckily, like, 15, 20 minutes away was Pooler, so it was gas, and they were still up and running. But when I left and I went back to Atlanta and I hit I-16, I was scared I was going to run out of gas because those towns along that interstate had no power. I didn't get power till I got to Dublin because they were starting on from Atlanta on down working.
That's crazy. And they've been talking about it, but that's what I mean about how...
And that's why I tell people all the time, I feel bad for Asheville. Like, nobody's talking about what that shit did to Asheville. How many people are unaccounted for? How many people died?
They're talking about it, but you can never feel like they're talking about it enough because this is so catastrophic.
and they just move on to the next. Now we have Hurricane Milton, but there are people that still struggling,
which is
in Asheville.
Global warming. They've been telling us about global warming forever.
What's crazy is I seen here they had like some pilots that were flying their planes down there to drop things off, and I was like, at the end of the day, Atlanta's gonna always be great. That's what I love about Atlanta sometimes, even though it's a bunch of bullshit that happened here too. But the fact that those pilots was taking their good old time and using their time to help those people for free, delivering supplies, says a lot. And what the fuck is our government doing?
But I mean, the government's been doing. This is what people. I don't think people understand this about our government. And that's why it sickens me when people are like, them, they, this, but they don't like pronouns. The government is made up of people just like you and I. They're not superhuman. They're not special. They F up. They don't have all the tools that we think to combat things like this. So when you're talking about them, a politician or a presidential nominee talking about infrastructure is important. Now, Asheville had bridges wiped away. Do you know how long it's going to take for them to rebuild? If you haven't seen,
disconnected, they can't go nowhere.
If you don't remember the hurricane in New Orleans, or even Hurricane Sandy in Jersey, actually being able to see what destruction looks like, not being able to call people, not having power, and everyone just goes on about their life. Like, it takes time to do these things because it's people helping people, and our government's not perfect. But you have to pay attention to who you're electing and how these things work, because then you're surprised when it's not working the way you want it to work when a national disaster happens, because you feel like your government should be there for you, right? And how you want them to show up for you, right? But then you find out them too. They got to figure out, well, how are we going to get these people here? The bridges are gone. We have to actually. So it's just interesting to me with these situations happening, because now Milton's coming and people are still recovering. And the storms keep getting bigger. Turns into Category 5 in less than, what was it, 48 hours, less than 24? Yeah. But the other side says global warming is not real. We've been talking about global warming since I've been in 8th grade. Even before that, there's a scene in Do the Right Thing.
Global warming isn't real, but then they taught us about the whole freaking cycle, like with condensation, precipitation, like this.
You got to make up your mind.
And then it's like, that's what fucked up Asheville was mudslides. Like,
and now we're in this situation where it's here. The storms are bigger. We have one storm and it can affect the whole side of the country. Sometimes we have storm systems now that affects the whole country for the week. It's that big. But global warming is not real. And then you have the idiots that go, oh, well, it's getting colder. What about that global warming?
It's not getting cold. It is 90 degrees outside. Do y'all not see the shit I got on today?
But it's climate change. So yeah, it could be colder, it could be hotter. The weather's all over the place. It's not just things are just like, it's just weird, because the people who think this way also are in places of power within our government. We're done there. This is a random segment. What's a country you really want to visit?
I want to visit Switzerland, actually.
Oh.
I feel like they care about their people there.
That's what everyone says there.
Like, I'll be looking at doing research, and that's what I know. This is how I know that they care about their people there, because they're not letting bums into their fucking country. You have to have some type of something to benefit to their population to even get citizenship there.
I like that.
So I was like, I wouldn't mind living there. They care about the women and babies there. Like, here you can have a baby and you can be discharged in 2 days. Out there, they will keep you for like 2 weeks, or I want to say 2 weeks or 2 months, something like that. And then when they discharge you to go home, they provide you with a midwife to assist the mom.
You did say that before. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
See,
I would never forget that.
I heard Switzerland's really nice. Scotland. I do want to go to Tokyo, and then I want to go to France. And I think there's a place. I think it's France, and then a place in Germany. I want to go where.
I want to go back to Germany
because I want to go where James Baldwin spent the last years of his life.
Where?
I think it's Saint Paul de Vence. I might be wrong. And then I want to go where Van Gogh painted in his last years too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those towns are beautiful. Like, I wouldn't mind going to Spain and Italy too.
Yeah, Spain and Italy.
They're really nice.
I want to go to Egypt
I would
too.
go to Turkey. I would live in Turkey.
I want to see the pyramids. I'm gonna get up and close and then break into one. Just to look at it, not just to steal things like everyone else does. They're just over there just stealing and then calling
opening up goddamn curses and wondering why we so fucked.
Yeah, and they're just
Stop
like
touching shit. Them people was doing real shit.
They're like, no, we're just looking at history. No, you're looting.
No.
You're looting.
You're looting and you're bringing curses back.
What culture piques your interest that you'd like to learn more about?
Ooh, I feel like in my past life I was Hispanic. I wouldn't mind. Every time I have to fill out a job application, I have to check, no, I'm sad. Not Hispanic or Latino. What the fuck? Whack.
Oh my god. People used to think, especially when I had my curls, they used to think I was
Haitian.
Dominican. Or
Haitian.
I think
only because I would love to know about the voodoo shit, even though it's scary.
It's really scary.
I'm like, y'all really be doing that shit?
Shit like that scares the hell out of me. Jamaicans, Haitians, Caribbeans, period. And then, Hispanics, I mean, all of them too. Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, Colombian.
Their culture is just so
it's rich culture, great
it.
music, great dancing,
and
great
I'd be
food.
Jealous. I'd be like, boy, I wish we had a culture here. We just adapted the white people ways.
And
sorry.
And they be prideful as fuck with their flags. They have parades. They got good hair.
Yes.
They got great skin.
That's why my daddy be like, you gonna turn into a Mexican. You always in Mexico. I love it there.
They have nothing but fun. And they're all hard working. Hard working. Like, y'all don't cancel me, but Mexicans are the new crackheads, bro. You gotta stop calling people new crackheads.
They are. They strong. They do not have health problems for real. Like, they have health problems, but they still live to be so, old.
They do. They still be looking good, too. You're right.
And they still be looking old. Like, they're strong.
They be strong.
They can come home and drink a whole 16-pack and go to work.
You're not lying.
And do it again.
They out here.
And they don't be like, do you not know how much of this shit I be seeing? They be coming in and be having a stroke and don't even know it. They be vibing.
They gotta be hard living though. That's what gets you to that part. Hard working hard.
And they still be living.
They do. You can't.
That's why I'm like, they're just different, bro. Like I want to be Mexican. I want to be Hispanic.
Why is it important for us to connect on a human level as opposed to religious affiliations, race, and economic standing?
Because you learn so much.
That's how I feel.
Like, you learn so much. Like, I don't give a shit if you're black, brown, purple, blue, rich, or poor. I be learning shit from homeless people. Them people be having stories. They be really talking about shit. They might be lying a little bit, but hey, they be talking. They be giving you a different perspective. Like, I will never feel no better than nobody because of my job or because of this. That's why I be like, people who be feeling like they better than people because of their job be weird to me. This job will fire you today or tomorrow. Now you don't got no job. At least I got a job.
And they go straight into depression, fucking kill themselves. It's not funny, but it's like you hold all of this.
You that to such a high status, and now you don't got it. Now you don't know who you are. Like,
you put so much value into the wrong things. That's what people do out here.
Value into being a good fucking person.
That's it. That's it.
It's not about your status or what you have, because God could take it away at any second. It don't matter. That's
why, you can see the starter pack for certain people out here too. No, everyone's like, "Oh, I gotta get a Tesla because it means something now."
And I want a Tesla because I can't fucking drive, and they're very safe cars. I give them that.
I'm gonna tell you this. Every person on the road, when I usually have an issue, they drive a fucking Tesla. Get the fuck out of my way.
But no,
if you see me on the highway.
I just seen that, and that kind of made me not want to get a Tesla, because this lady was like, she was trying to evacuate for the hurricane in Florida, and her car is a Tesla, and it won't fucking crank.
That and one set fire, because apparently if salt water touches the EV battery, it can set fire. Yeah, go research about your Tesla before you get it, because you want to make a statement. Everybody want to have a statement.
I just all the safety qualities, but it's like this new car that they said Elon is scared that's going to launch from Japan. My friend sent me a video. It's called, I forgot the name of it, but it's really nice.
Oh, what did he think was going to happen?
It's powered by electricity and gas.
Yeah,
it's like a hybrid.
This guy has such an ego on him. I can't wait for
but
them
he's
to.
a thief as well. He's the new Christopher Columbus.
Exactly.
His new truck was something that was created way back when. He just stole.
That's why I can't wait for them to figure out whatever he's doing and actually make it good and make it reliable, so we can watch him go bankrupt, Mr.
No, because why was he hopping on that stage with Trump like they were at a concert?
He's supposed to be, but the frightening thing is he's supposed to be on track to be the first trillionaire in a couple of years. The worst kind of person that can be a trillionaire.
Like that man that owns the Despicable Me's. What's that man name?
Him and Trump are shaped weird, but they're like, this is what men are. This is what American man is. That's real American beef, guys.
Like unhealthy shit. What the fuck? Oh my god. Y'all look
That's
silly.
what patriots look like.
First of all, you need to go in the sun. Trump, you need to go in the sun and get the rest of your body even out.
He be on them tan beds.
With a shirt on, with a long sleeve shirt on.
Beefy man.
He be in his tanning beds with a turtleneck on because it don't be nothing else but them hands in that face. Like, what the fuck?
Closing remarks. Get out and vote. Can't do it.
Because he really do be that damn teddy bear with a turtleneck. Oh, long
And then he
sleeve.
be two-handing Diet Cokes and shit. Like a fucking baby. Oh, my God.
Stop playing.
Get out and vote, which when this drops, yeah, the election will be maybe like next week. Yes. Yeah. Or this week. So get out and vote, because if it doesn't matter to you, it most definitely matters to your employers who set your salary and your landlord who raises your rent. Vote not for you, but for the future of your children and the world they will inherit. Their freedom, their right to fairness, and choice depends on it. And if you believe your vote doesn't matter, you're right. If you only vote in a presidential election, that's only part of the whole process. You have to vote in every election for your vote to matter. Don't tell me you're relying on they to give you information and then turn around and tell me they control the vote. Which is it? You can't have it both ways. Fortunately for most of us, we will never have to relive the horrors that some of our ancestors endured. So let's not let their sacrifices be in vain. Got anything else you want to add to that, Myraq?
Nah, this was a good season.
Yeah, this was a great. This was the last episode for the season.
This
yeah,
was the last episode. It was really good. And I shout out to our new crowd on TikTok, y'all.
Yeah, y'all are great. I love the feedback.
We're gonna miss you. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
But will you come back though?
I'll come back. I'll visit. I'm not coming back to live here, but.
Oh, you'll really not come back to live in Atlanta?
No.
Is this it? Like you're not coming back?
I don't know. I'll just be talking. I don't know. We'll see.
This may be the last time you see Myraq. Get a good look at her.
No, I'll do a guest episode. I'll be back.
You'll be back? You'll be back?
And I'll text Jerome and see if we can put together something.
We're going to hold her to it, y'all.
Yeah.
Get in the comments. This was a good season. We're finding our groove.
We're finding our groove.
Well, y'all stay safe out there. I hope this election turns out the way we all want it to, or maybe it won't for some of you, or us.
Because she don't want a puppy. She want a beta. Yeah, that's what we want.
Peace. We out here. We out here.
We out.
Scream.
I hate it here.